So, why do I supposed to do that when I first start a video?
There's no reason not to go for you. Yeah, I think that you know it too. She was fun a bit, but she wasn't on that one. I really needed her. Don't know when I needed her.
Alright, so today I'm just gonna play about and do some grungy, smoky eye makeup. This is my first video talking for a little while because I've had a throat infection and it's not been fun. Yeah, I'm really excited to do this look. So yeah, so I'm going to use my Bright and Radiance Boosting Cocktail from Soap and Glory as like a primer. I actually really like this. I got this a couple days ago and it just really smooths out your base and adds a little bit of glow through makeup. Right, this is also another new product. I used it in my last video but obviously I haven't spoken about it. I'm going to be using the Hydra Luminous Moisturising Foundation by No. 7. I'm using the shade Calico. It is actually a tiny bit dark. They said you can take them back because obviously there's no testers in Boots or anything at the moment. But it's not too bad, I don't think. I was going to use a brush but I think I'm just going to use my fingers. It's really hydrating, but it's quite a thick texture. It's almost like a moisturiser texture, like a really heavy juicy moisturiser. It kind of smells a bit like sun cream, but it's not the end of the world. It's just got such a nice finish and it wears so nicely. Like I wore this the other day and I was sweating and it just came off like so evenly. It wasn't like patchy or anything. So I just sort of smear it all over my face and then go in with my sponge to blend it in. The reason I like to spread it out with my finger without a beauty blender is I find a beauty blender takes up so much product if you dab and then put it on that you waste a lot. Whereas doing it like this, it just sort of takes off the excess. So you use this product and you get more coverage. Well, that's what I think you need. A little more on my hand. Okay, what I like about this foundation as well is like the tone is like really neutral. It's not too pink, it's not too yellow, which is really nice because I feel like most foundations, at least like the pale ones, are either really pink or they're really yellow. Whereas I feel like this is like suitable for any skin tone because it's so neutral. Like I've never used a foundation that's this neutral. I'll blend that in. I've recently like switched up my skincare and my skin's got so much better. I might do a video on the stuff I've been using, but it's so like haphazardous. Like I have so many products that I just use sometimes. But my acne's got so much better. Obviously I know I've just put foundation on, but like it was a bit much at one point, wasn't it? Sorry if my nose is like, I have hay fever. So I'm going to use the like concealer that not comes with it, but like matches. I'm using the shade 1.5. I'm just squeezing it up in the tube and I'm using a brush to take it off because I feel like this applicator is just really weird. So I apply that under my eyes. And anywhere else it needs a little bit of extra coverage. It's obviously an under eye concealer. What it's designed to be, but I just use it anywhere. I just really hate this packaging. I feel like you're going to lose a lot of product in this sponge thing. Okay, once again, I never like fully cover everything on my face. I think it's just not necessary. I just sort of make my base like is just a bit more fresh, you know. For this look, I'm barely covering my under eye dark circles because I feel like it kind of just adds to the vibe. Okay, I'm just gonna blend all that. Okay. So for this look, because it's kind of like dark and grungy and there's a lot going on, I'm going to use an eye primer. I'm just using the Revolution Focus and Fix eye primer. Just applying a little bit to my eyelids. I don't use an eye primer all the time because half the time my looks are just so like basic that if they come off you can barely tell, you know. Whereas this we obviously don't want it all the way down our face. Just applying that everywhere. I do use eye primer and stuff like for nights out or for like longevity of like a nice look, like for an event or something, but I very rarely do this every day. I'm going to put a little bit of eye primer just along my lower lash line, just because I'm going to be applying some smoky shadows there as well. This has got like a little bit of a tint to it, but not a lot. And I'm just going to use a sponge just to take off any excess. I never know if you're actually supposed to set eye primers or not, so I always do, but I know some people don't. I'm not really sure what's actually meant to happen. I'm just going to take my pressed powder foundation from Benefit in the shade 1 and just lightly set the eyelid and under the eyes. I think the purpose of eye primer is to stop your like eye oils coming through and disrupting your makeup. Just set my nose, why not? And my chin. I only just set the centre of my face usually. I don't want to take away from the glow, you know. Right, I am just quickly going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. I'm going to use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil, the shade 3.5, and I'm just going to like lightly run it over my eyebrows, and I'm going to extend this eyebrow a little bit because this one's longer, and that's actually all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use some clear brow gel just to sort of fluff up the front of my eyebrows, and then just to shape the rest a little bit. My eyebrows just really don't match at the moment. I need some help from my brow lady. I think this foundation's far too dark. I'll put bronzer on my neck later. Right, so I'm gonna go. Actually, first I'm gonna go into the bronzer I'm gonna be using on my face, which is from the Sleek Contour Kit, and just run that through my crease, just so that my face makeup ties in with my eye makeup. I'm going to go into the Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to take the shade Tease, which is just this like matte brown colour, so cool toned brown, and I'm going to pack that all over my eyelid. And apply it into the crease so it blends. Really, you could have just gone straight in with the cool tone colour, but I just like going in with a tiny bit of warmth, just to stop it being like too sunken looking. Just keep blending and building up colour until you get a look that you're happy with. With the warm colour, I brought it all the way into my eyebrow. With the cool colour, I'm going to keep it like here. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I bring it too far in, it would just look like a shadow. This bit here, a little bit brighter, just so I can apply a highlight there. I'm just sort of going to do the same thing on the bottom, and then I'm going to go in with a cooler colour right close to my lashes. I am going to blend this quite low down, as you can see, just because I feel like it suits the vibe of this look. Time for the eyeliner. So I'm using the No. 7 Stay Perfect Amazing Eyes pencil, and I'm just going to line my upper lash line, and then we're going to smudge it out. Take this tiny little brush and just start to smudge it out. That looks quite cool. And now I'm going to try and do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we shall continue. And now I'm going to apply the black into my waterline. I feel like the light just isn't popping on this side, but you can see the look it's like coming across. It's just nice and smoky and grungy kind of. I don't know. I don't want to go for like a really pink colour on my cheeks. So I'm going to use the shade Kinky by Urban Decay, which is basically like a bronzery kind of colour. It's like slightly peachy. It's got beautiful shimmers in it, so I'm going to just put that on my cheekbones. Just like a tiny bit of a flush, but not really. I'm going to apply the tiniest bit of bronzer from the Sleek Contour palette, just to add a little bit of shape to my face. Right, so for highlights, I don't really know if I want to keep the skin looking matte. I'm going to use the Girl Meets, no not the Girl Meets Pal, the WhatsApp highlighter from Benefit, and just getting a little bit on my brush and just applying it on. It's obviously a cream colour, so it's really subtle. I'm going to apply the tiniest bit in the inner corner of my eye, but I think I'm going to go over the top of that with an actual powder colour. So I'm going to use the shade Boostical from the Naked 2 palette, just to make it pop a little bit. I am going to spritz my face with the CBD oil spray, and then I'm just going to use a sponge just to make sure everything blends nicely on my face. It's like my favourite thing to do, just to make the skin just look nice. And then we're going to go with the eyelash colours, and then I'm going to use the Maybelline Rocket Volume Mascara. I'm probably going to crop this out because it takes me so long to do my eyelashes. It's actually kind of embarrassing. So yeah.